the grocery industry, you don't need to change. That's the reality of it. We got to eat. We're going to go shopping every day of the week. Whether we like it or not, whether it delivers what we need, we have to eat. So they, unlike other industries, have been slow to the punch because they really have not had to change as aggressively or as fully as the market has wanted them to. So it was a very particular challenge to undertake with Price Chopper. Now, key insight, the world is seeking immersive experiences in everything it undertakes. This whole concept of experience economy is something that we're dealing with today. And I always ask our clients, so where are we going to play within the context of what that experience economy now is dictating? So this is where we go to the brand. And our point of view is you got to start with the brand. Because your brand is the connective tissue between your business strategy and your marketing and operations strategy. The customer sees your business, your product, your brand through the eyes of the brand. They don't see your mission vision, and nor do they care about your mission vision and your operational strategies and your HR policies. They don't care about that. They care about the brand. So we always start with the brand to see what the brand needs to do to change and evolve, to signal to the consumer, I'm your man. Now, the way we look at brand, this is again a very paradigm-shifting idea, which was touched upon, excuse me, a little earlier today. Powerful brands, and there's a lot of them out there, define themselves not by what they do or how they do it, but they start by defining themselves why they exist. And brands that do that are brands that historically have been successful, but that becomes the new mantra going forward. When you look at the value systems of the consumer and how it's changing, the power shift from boomers onto millennials. We have Gen Y, Gen Z. I think they've run out of the alphabet. They're going to start with Gen A soon. But nonetheless, these are changing mindsets that we're dealing with. Changing mindsets that are bringing big wallets with them and extremely strong buying power. So if you look at, I'll give you an example. You look at Starbucks. The essence of Starbucks is not we brew good coffee. It's the promise of rewarding everyday moments. It's the promise of, in the complexity of daily life, we are the brand that's going to give you that little repose from the chaos, that little slice of life, that little sense of, the third place, which it's become known as in many marketing literature. It's that concept of why do you exist for me? And then, you give me coffee. That's what you do. And how you do it, you've taken some European formula and you use espresso-based coffees. And we've come up with our own language, frappuccinos and things like that. But that's all the how and what that's built off that foundation of the why. That was probably the most challenging conversation that we took Price Chopper through to get them to where they needed to go. Again, very traditional retailer, an 80-year-old establishment, family-run business in a very sort of small part of a very big, large country. But this is where we get into the why has to be emotionally rooted. Because the new age consumer wants to understand and will buy into your brand if you share their value system. Do you share my value system? Are you a brand that I want to take along the journey? That's what they're attaching themselves to. Because today, brands should not be thought of as products or services, but they should be thought of as a value system and as an ecosystem that delivers a proposition. Internally, brand works just as well internally as it does externally, and needs to. Because you have to practice what you preach at the end of the day. And if your army is not behind you, you're not going to get very far in the battleground out there.